So what are we talking about?
GSP, he's talking shit.
GSP, right? Okay, GSP. What do you want to know?
Okay, so this is what he said. He admitted that ring rust.
Never mind what he said. Shut the fuck up. I'm in the driving seat here.
Fuck him.
I got Dana White. I woke up to text messages from Dana. Call me. We need to talk. Of course, it's still super early in California on West Coast time, but I'm gonna have to check in with the boss man and find out what's going on. I'm hearing GSP is coming back late, and I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm willing to wait for GSP for, whatever it takes, because my knee, unfortunately, isn't healing as fast as what I hoped. I mean, on this movie set, I've been doing some fight scenes, and I'm just in so much bloody pain. I'm icing my legs. So if he can't make the July date, that will actually play into my hands and be beneficial, because my knee isn't recovering from the surgery quite as well. So I'm going to speak to Dana later in the day and find out what's going on. I know George said, and you were going to allude to what George said. Say it.
Yeah, he said that he believes in ring rust. This is the quote. I believe in ring rust. It will be an issue, but I am a very experienced man. I'm one of the guys who have spent the most time in the octagon, maybe the most, I'm not sure, in terms of fight time. I think because I have more experience, more time I spend, as the time goes on, the more comfortable I'll be. And, I mean, he's just, it's all decisions. So
he's right. He's absolutely right. I mean, I can't disagree with him there. He's actually spent the third most time in the cage out of anybody in the world. Number one, Frankie Edgar. Number two, yours truly, not me.
Oh, really?
But he's right. Ring rust is a factor. But he did say in his quote, the longer the fight goes, then the more that diminishes, if you will, and becomes less of a factor. And he's absolutely right, because it's the start of a fight. You walk in, you go through the crowd, you have all these nerves, you have all these emotions, and then the fight starts. And that's the tricky part. And the longer the fight goes, you kind of ease into the situation and the stress of the situation. If your opponent comes at you fast and hard, and maybe you're not quite ready for that, that flurry or that punch in the face or whatever it may be. And sometimes in the past, I've started a little slowly. But he's absolutely right. The longer the fight goes, the less of a factor the ring rust will be. So I can't deny with anything George said there. And knowing George, like I do and what I know about him, he is the consummate professional. And he'll do everything that he needs to do to try and eradicate this ring rust. He will see a sports psychologist and do all these type of things. He'll do visualization. He'll do meditation. He'll do whatever it takes to eradicate that. He is a consummate professional. He is a martial artist. Ring rust is a real factor, but if you do the mental preparation, which I know George will, I don't really see it being a factor for him, other than the fact that he just gave me the best thing to do, which as soon as Big John or Herb Dean or whoever it is says fight, I'm going to bum rush that motherfucker so fast and put it on him like you wouldn't believe.
Good idea. Exactly. Well, yeah, I mean, look, here's the thing.
Oh, right, go, yeah, ring rust, bitch, bang.
Even beyond ring rust, you got to figure this as well. It's not even just ring rust. There's this other thing that he's not even considering, is the fact that the sport is just constantly evolving. I mean, if you just were to watch, just fights like every year, like once a year, pick out the average fight, right? You're going to see a true evolution every single year of the sport. Every year, the guys are just getting better and better and better. You said this yourself. Today, you're just a better fighter than you were 5 years ago. And it's not because you were younger then. You were, I don't know if you were necessarily, more or less athletic at that time, but you've had to evolve with the sport and you've had to continue to grow with the sport. He's had over 3 years off. He's not made that evolution with the sport. He might have made the evolution, mentally, physically as an athlete outside of the sport, but there's something about competition that I think is going to be an X factor.
Well, competition does force you to step your game up, but I got to disagree with you there, Lewis, because he has been in the gym. He has been at TriStar, which is, a world-class facility, and they have a lot of guys fighting.
Whose side are you on?
And he's been... What's it say again?
I said, whose side are you on? Why are you defending him so much?
No, I'm not hyping him, but I'm just being realistic. He's probably spent more time in the gym than I have, because I have all these outside distractions. When I have a fight, I'll train for it. I go to the gym, I stay in shape, whatever, but he's doing training camps. He's up there in New York right now doing tons and tons of jiu-jitsu and wrestling to get ready for this fight. So I disagree with that statement. Yes, the sport moves on, but if you're in the sport like he is. He may not have been professionally competing, but he's still been training, still been helping out with his teammates. He's still been cornering his teammates and an active part of those training camps. So if you're doing all that, then the sport doesn't pass you by. If you sit on your ass and you disappear and you don't watch the sport and you have nothing to do with it, and then you come back 5 years later, then yeah, maybe you're going to catch a problem. But if you're doing the way George did it, I really don't see it being too much of an issue. He's a smart guy. He's a martial artist. He's very good. So I don't see that being a factor. What I see being a factor is the fact that I'm the better fighter. I'm the bigger guy. I'm the meaner guy. And I'm going to knock him the fuck out. That's the problem for him. And he can be, the martial artist all he wants, but a left hook Larry to the chin, and you go sleep, baby. You go... It's bedtime. It's night. Sweet dreams. Bon voyage. Go have your fucking muscles. Go have your frog's legs or your snails, bud. Because this segment is over. It's done. Sweet dreams. And that's what's going to happen. I'm the bigger guy on the feet. He's up there doing jiu-jitsu with John Danaher, right? Like he thinks he's going to get me to the floor and tap me out. I'm going to knock him out on the feet. I'm the bigger guy. I should be able to stop the takedown. If he takes me down, I'll get back to the feet. That's what he needs to worry about, not the sport passing him by, not ring rust or any of this stuff. He's right in what he says, but what he needs to worry about is getting beat up on the night because, as I said at the press conference, I just have that within me. I have a certain level I can go to, a certain rawness, a certain roughness and toughness that I don't think that he possesses. There's no quitting me, and he's a very tough guy. Of course, he defended the belt many, many times, but he hasn't got that grit that I have. Simple as that. And no amount of training or visualization or talking to fucking shrinks or fucking aliens or whatever the fuck you want to do can get that. It's as simple as that.
Are you? Did you see his pictures? How he's gotten bigger? I don't notice a difference in his size, but he's saying he's the biggest he's ever been. He did a photo shoot, and people are saying that he looks not as lean. Yeah, did you see any of that?
No, well, no. But Dr. Kessler, OC Fight Dogs in the house, that's where I go for some of my rehab and stuff. He sent me a picture earlier today, and I don't know what's going on, to be quite frank. But he looks like he's been impregnated by an alien, and I've just sent it to you. He's in his typical GSP little spandex tidy shorts, but they're black, not white. He's got his shin pads and his MMA gloves on, and a gigantic belly sticking out. Now I know he say he's getting bigger, but have you got this picture? Has it come through to you yet?
Is this on Facebook? Where'd you send it to me?
No, I just texted it to you then, so I should have done Facebook, but whatever. His belly's sticking out, and he looks a little weird, so I think he's trying to have fun or trying to lead me up the garden path. I think he's pushing his belly out. But,
yeah, well, a lot of people said that. That was the photo shoot that he did. I think a lot of people are saying that he looks a little chunkier, but, yeah, look, it's all interesting. We're excited. I want to know what the fuck Dana White's going to say to you today, and I almost wish we would have pushed the podcast back even more so we could have gotten news.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of curious as well, but as soon as this is finished, I'm going to sleep. But I'll call him when I wake up and figure it out. But
that's right, because it's nighttime.
Yeah, I'm hearing that the fight's not going to happen in July, and that's the fight we've had. We shook hands, and if it doesn't happen in July, then whatever. Couple more months down the line, so be it. As I say, it does help me because I have been struggling with my knee, so I'm happy about it. Yeah, I'm a little happy about that. It's a bit of a relief because I have been concerned about going straight into a training camp when I get back because my knee is just isn't healing right, and I've been icing it and whatnot, and it just isn't getting there. I can't even straighten my leg all the way. The tendons are very, very tight. So, and also, this actually helps me and gives me a couple more months.
Worst case scenario, also, if GSP can't do it, we always have Rob Whittaker waiting right there. We talked about that, Number one contender, Robert Whittaker.
For who? For me?
Yeah. Remember? Do you not remember the bit last week?
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, well, we did it to Juan Yoel Romero, but GSP's going to do it. It'll be a little bit later in the year. And, listen, we had a press conference. The fans want it. He wants it. I want it. It'll be a big payday, make a lot of money. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to be July. I'm 99% certain on that. But, yeah, a couple more months later, maybe October. That's what I got told anyway. At the start of the year, somebody said it's probably going to be October. And I was like, really, why? But I never got an answer. But it's now looking like October is probably more likely.